What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that playoff prediction basketball analysis at its finest. And we're going to talk about the Golden State Warriors versus the Houston Rockets and predicting who's going to win this series based off what we know on paper and who's going to be able to play. And both of these teams had really good seasons, 48 and 34 for the Warriors, 52 and 30 for the Rockets. Not too much distance when their records are put into play. Um, we're going to start this one looking at the Warriors. Obviously, they got Steph Curry, one of the best players in the NBA. He just helped them beat He just helped them beat the Memphis Grizzlies, and that was a tough game. But I think these games against Houston are going to be similar. The team is very smart. They run the offense very good. They can be a little streaky, but so can the Warriors. They defense can pick up sometimes, and sometimes, they get their lapses. We know the Warriors turn the ball over a lot sometimes too, even in big moments. And it's just going to be who stars step up the most and make the most plays and make the biggest shots. And I feel like the Warriors have the ability to do that even against the Rockets. And it's going to be tough. So let's start out with who's going to give the most and who's going to do the most for the Golden State Warriors to give them a chance to win. To me, the biggest addition to this team was Jimmy Butler. He just proved that against the Memphis Grizzlies, going for 30-plus points. We look at him against the Rockets, I think it can happen against them. He's a guy that's going to force how much you want to guard. Do you want to foul me? Do you want me to get a quality look? Or do you want to stop me from dribbling and me give the ball to somebody else so the other person can make a shot, or me just making the right decision in the right time to pick apart the defense to make somebody score, or I just score? And just always having that threat of a guy that can do those things. And that just makes the offense a lot more better and a lot more smoother, especially when you have Draymond Green out there being a guy that's going to get the ball and either shoot, drive, or just pass it to a guy that can make a shot right when he connects with it. And you can say the same thing about Steph. If you trap him or double team him or try to focus your defense on stopping him, now he has another guy that can make plays for himself or the teammates, and he can score at a high level or dominate the game at a high level. And that's something they didn't really have until they got Jimmy Butler, and that's why they're looking a lot better. Plus, Jimmy Butler adds so many things defensively, being able to strip the ball, being able to block shots, being able to communicate, being able to switch with this team, and just being able to create chaos anytime he's out there against certain guys is a lot of things that these guys are still learning. The Rockets, for example, and those things can turn into advantages for the Warriors. Steph is one of the best closers in the game. He can make big shots. He can help his team get good cushions. Lead wise, he can also break down the defense and just help his teammates get easier shots. Um, that's what he does. He's a system. If you don't pay attention to him, he can hurt you. If you pay too much attention to him, if he makes the right decision, he can hurt you that way too. Draymond Green, he's going to defend. He's going to hold his teammates accountable. He's going to push them to be better. And he's going to try to make great plays, even if it's him scoring the basketball. So I don't expect much out of him scoring, but he can do it if you give him the opportunity to. And he's just going to hurt you by being a great teammate. Buddy Hield, he's a guy that hasn't really been what they needed him to be. They're still going to play him. They're still going to believe in him. They're still going to give him opportunities. We're going to see if he's going to be able to be a big factor in this series. He's going to have the opportunity to do it. We're going to see if he's going to be able to do it. I also would say Kuminga, they're still not using him a lot. They're not really playing him a ton. He's going to be another guy that if they do, he can score. He can get to the basket. He can get a shot from the perimeter sometimes. And he can be another guy that can, be a solid defender and switchable guy out there for the Warriors. Kevon Looney, I think he plays a little bit of minutes, just using his size to give people a break and some rest and being able to get some fouls if it's needed for them, and just a guy that can still stay in the realm, stay around the rim and score and also rebound the basketball. Moses Moody, as long as he gets in double figures, it's a successful series for him. I think they're going to have opportunities for him to be able to capitalize on. And I think as long as he can shoot that three and hit the mid range and get a layup, that's all he really needs to do to be a good contributor for this team if they're trying to be serious about beating Houston Rockets. Gary Payton, as long as he's coming with the energy and the effort to defend and stay in front of guys and compete and try to find a way to play in the passing lanes, do a little rebounding, do a little playmaking, do all those little things that other guys don't want to do. Then he did a good job in this series. And then Brandon Podziemski, if this guy can get out, make some shots from the perimeter, make a couple layups, get out in transition, get some steals, then he has done his job in this series, and it can make the Warriors a tougher team to beat when all those guys are clicking and even communicating on the defensive end. And then Quentin Post, getting Sengun out that paint. He's not really known as a great rim protector, but it allows them to play their offense the way they want to play it, and it allows them to have so much space. And that's why he's essential to what they do now, because he can do both of those things and still be a solid defender too in the paint. And as long as he's using his length and his size to stay in front of Sengun and make it tough for him to finish over the top, that's all you can really do as a defender for a guy as skilled as that. And I think he can be able to help them out with that too. And Santos, he's just going to bring effort. Can he get rebounds? Can he make passes? Can he score when he's open? That's all you really need from him. And now we can look at the Rockets. They're a team that really came out good in the regular season to start it, and they continued it all the way to the end. And they have really been showing maturity. They have really been playing together. I think Steven Adams can hurt the Golden State Warriors with his rebounding and his effortlessness to be able to show that you can't stop him because he's just that good at it. Against any team, he can do it. But the Warriors are not really known for their rebounders. They're not really known for being physical. And I think Steven Adams can be a difference maker there. Dylan Brooks, he's a 3-and-D guy. He just got to continue to make his threes and playing defense, trying to create turnovers and easy opportunity for himself and his teammates. Tari Eason, he's got to be a bucket for them. They're going to need some perimeter scoring. They're going to need some switchability to slow down the Warriors. I know they're going to be more athletic and more faster because they're younger, but they still got to make shots. Jalen Green, we know he's a guy that can take over a game. We know he's a guy that can help you lose a game if he's not shooting. You can say the same thing about Fred VanVleet. He's a good player for them, but if his shot's not falling, he doesn't really do too much to help you. And Jalen Green is a guy that can be very dominant sometimes. But with the Warriors, they have guys that they can throw at Jalen Green and make it tough and make it hard. It's just about will his perimeter shots fall so that way the ability to get to the paint can open up. And if it's not there, then he's going to have a tough time in this series. Other than that, Alperen Sengun, this is a series to make a name for himself. He was an all-star. Some people look at him as one of the best bigs in the league. He got good hands. He got a little bit of patience. He has multiple moves in the post. He can hit mid-range shots and push shots. He can try to hit some threes if he wants to. I don't think he should fall in love with that. But he's just a solid center that can do a lot of things right, and also is a great screen setter and rebounder for his position. And those are things that they need if they want to win this series, and that's what he brings to the table. Jabari Smith Jr., I think he has a chance to make a huge impact on this team, just having the size, the shooting ability, and the fact that he can rebound too just gives them more chances and more opportunities to stretch the floor and play in space and make sure the Warriors can't help or defend at the highest level, especially if he's at that 4 position. And that's what they drafted him for, and he's been able to deliver on that so far. Jae'Sean Tate might get some minutes. He's just a combo guard that's going to try to go out there and score and put pressure on the rim by attacking, and that can get some guys in foul trouble. If not, he might not play a lot of minutes because they got better options like Amen Thompson, a guy that's going to compete defensively, make things tough, get in passing lanes, make people want to pass the ball up because they're going to fear getting stripped or they can't blow past them, and just give them effort by trying to go for steals and go for blocks and even try to get to the paint and try to find ways to create shots for others by driving. Cam Whitmore not going to get much time. I know people wanted to know how I felt about that. Reed Shepard not going to get any time. I think the only guy that is young that might get more time that we don't really talk about is probably Jock Landale, because they might need some size and they might need a guy to play 5 to 10 minutes if Shingun is tired, or if he is, not performing well. You just want to get a different look out there. I don't think it's going to be huge minutes, but it might get to 10. I think that's quality for a guy like him. But I think that they are inexperienced. They have some struggles scoring. They sometimes have struggles defending. They do have struggles, as they're still trying to learn how to win. I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors. I just feel like they're the better team when it comes to execution. I know they turn the ball over and sometimes they make bad reads, but every team does that because that's the purpose of the defense, to force you to do something that you really don't want to do or to get you out your comfort zone. And I feel like, dude, the Houston Rockets got enough defenders. Yeah, I mean, Dylan Brooks, Amen Thompson, that's all you really need on a perimeter. That can make it tough for Steph. That can make it tough for Jimmy Butler. But those guys, is they going to be able to score enough? Is they going to be able to do enough damage to the Golden State Warriors defense? And even if it's a close game, they have Steph, they have Jimmy, they have Dre to make quality possessions that can really help them stay ahead or get the lead. And I think that the Golden State Warriors also can score in enough ways that they can stay a little bit ahead of the Rockets and be able to close them out or be able to make enough plays to send them home. And the Warriors prove that they can win on the road. And that's something that they're going to have to do in this series, because obviously the Rockets are the number 2 seed and they're 7th, and that's what they're going to have to do. They're 24-17 on the road. That's a good record. Even though the Rockets are a good home team, a great one, only one team is going to win this series. So you have to go with the team you're more believing in. I just feel like the Warriors can just do a little bit more. I think they can be a little bit higher ceiling defensively. And I feel like you got Steph. You got the best player in the series. If it ain't Steph, it's probably Jimmy Butler. And then you got the 2 best players in the series that can have big games and big nights like they did against Memphis. And even though the game was close, they made big plays, big shots, and made sure that things were smooth down the stretch. And that gave them the ability to win that game. It may be close, it may be difficult, it may be hard, but the Warriors have shown that they can win those type of games more than the Rockets has. And it ain't saying that the Rockets can't do it. It ain't saying that the Rockets shouldn't do it. It ain't saying that they won't do it. I just have more belief in the Warriors because what they have shown since they got Jimmy Butler, since what they just shown yesterday, a couple minutes ago, about an hour ago. And I like the fact that it can happen to the Rockets too. You know what I mean? They're just a better team. They prepare better. They push themselves better, and they do play hard nosed basketball. And that's what you need to do at the end of the day to win in the playoffs. And I think that they're just a little bit better than the Rockets. And if they would have got Jimmy Butler earlier in the season, their record might even be better than the Rockets, honestly. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversation videos just like this and various different NBA only topics. I also do breakdowns of real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. I also do my draft and draft coverage. So if you love that type of content, this is a channel for you. And I guarantee it, if you check out the 3,000 plus videos I already have, including the videos I make every day, that should be enough to convince you to possibly become a fan or subscriber. I can't force you to do what you don't want to do, but I can just say it'll be a good thing to do if you love the game of basketball, especially NBA. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank y'all for continuing to support the channel. Thank y'all for continuing to appreciate the content for what it is. And thank y'all for just being supporters through the thick and the thins, the ups and the downs, and the times I've been disappearing and coming back. And even when the times I went hard, y'all still became fans and still love being fans of this channel and supporting the analysis that I continue to make and put out. Nothing's better than being a creator, having people love and enjoy what you do the way you want to do it and the way you want to put it out, and people loving it for that reason. That's all I can say for anybody. Other than that, stay positive, keep your mind set, keep locked in on goals, and keep trying to achieve things. Keep remembering this is a grind. You got to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly in this world, and just try to stay as positive as you can and find a way to make your day positive, even if you got an ugly start in the middle or the beginning of the day or in the end of it. Just make sure you can get out of it, or just look at it different and just focus on something else. Other than that, I'm going for now. I'll see you guys later today with more playing analysis and playoff analysis for the playoff predictions after those playing games are over. Other than that, I hope you guys stay blessed up. I'm going for now. See you guys hopefully later today. Peace out. Y'all stay blessed up.